Hello, boys and girls. It's your old pal, Stinky Wizzleteeks, and today we're going to talk about we're going to talk about Record Buster. Let's jump in. Now, a little laziness, for lack of a better way to put it on my part. I'm literally just going to recycle my Record Buster team from the last Record Buster. I mean, it still works. It still does fantastic. Our goal is a top 500 score, and I think we can pull it out. Now, what I've done is I've given everybody on this team with the exception of Winnie and of Line, I've given them all the stun anklets so that they won't get stunned. That does mean Winnie will likely get stunned, but she really only needs to be here for so many turns. So I'm not really worried about that, to be fair. Turn 4, she's going to get her SA, and hopefully by that time, you know, she kind of does her thing and then kind of peters out. So, here's what we're looking at. I had something in my eye. There we go. I'll probably edit that out, but no. So, basically, you can see the team here. The team makes a ton of sense. The reason we're using this Winnie is just for her SA. Her SA is going to give the whole team 60% HP heal and ailment cure, which we won't need, and strength plus 120%. That strength plus 120% and the HP heal are going to be massive. Those are going to be huge assets to our team, and we'll basically need to hold that off until like turn 9 or turn 10 when everything is debuffed. Once those debuffs take place, then we can reapply the buffs and we'll be good to go. I believe that's turn 10 where we actually want to do that. So, we're going to keep an eye out for all that. Now, as far as this Winnie goes, I actually have tested this a couple of times with no weapon and no armor, and what I'm going to do, because she doesn't kind of leave fast enough, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to filter this down, and I'm going to give her the War Princess's ear cuff. Now, I've got a few of these. Let's see. So this one's down 70%. This one's down 90%. This one should be the 60%. Yes. I want to give her the 60% War Princess ear cuff because I want her to still be able to heal and survive, but I basically want her here till turn 4 and then to go away. Sounds horrible, but bring in the other Winnie. So, let's not think of it like letting her croak. Let's think of this like a transformation into her winter self. She gonna do a quick outfit change for as much as anyway. Never mind. Don't overthink it. that's kind of the goal here. So assist wise, I'm gonna kick it off with this Felice. I got something in my eye again here. We're going to wipe that out. There you go. Like an eyelash or something that's just going to continually harass me during this video. Nope, because I got it. There we go. So, what we're going to do here, we're going to have damage received, attack single target, plus 25%. The vast majority of our attacks are going to be single target, so that's going to be huge. Now, we've got Fianna, obviously, and so we need some good physical buffs. Now, somebody pointed out a couple videos ago that Ali's got a really good physical buff. I replaced the Finn that does the 25% disengaged charge with this Ali, and I forgot that Ali has that physical attack. So what I need to do is utilize her in a physical sense. So what I've got, I've tied her to Fianna. Fianna's going to be a little behind for half of this fight, but she'll make up for it in the end. Now, then I've also got this Finn unit here. Finn is phenomenal. He needs a good physical, and this Apollo has a really good physical and physical resist down 25%, as well as critical and penetration rate buff, but mostly it's that physical resistance that we're really looking for. Now, finally, we've got Bell, and appropriately, we're going to tie Bell to Argonaut. Now, Bell is going to be, I don't know about our DPS, but he's going to be phenomenal. He's got a really, really, really high stat and everything. Physical attack is 732, so I'm going to tie him to Bell in the hopes that Bell kind of is our DPS. We'll figure that out when we get to SA time, but you know that kind of is what it is. Now, why we have units over here? Alakitane does have light attack damage and earth attack damage. She'd be great if I was using Lazar, but because I would honestly use Lazar, but the only reason I'm not is because I really want to try and get this +2 Winnie to survive. That's kind of my overall goal, is +2 Winnie surviving to the end. She hasn't done it yet. Full disclosure. She's not done it yet. But Lazar would be great. If I had Lazar, I would definitely tie this Alakitane to her. Instead, I'm going to use this Felice, the grown-up Felice, on Winnie to give everybody strength plus 25%. But literally, if you're using Lazar instead, that Earth Lazar, just swap those two and you'll be fine. Earth Lazar is a great fit here. Anybody that gives you that strength buff is going to be phenomenal. Now, I always forget to talk about Memoria, so let's talk Memoria real quick. Okay, on this team, I am actually using the all light and dark attack damage plus 6%. That is fully upgraded. If you're really going to use them in this capacity, you want to fully upgrade them. That's turn 6 through 10. It's going to give us that big buff. I don't think there's a light attack damage that is full late game. Let's take a look here. So, water and wind. Those are our early game. Dex 8 to 15. We don't need that. Yeah. So this is kind of like the best of the situations that we currently have. At least, at the moment. Hopefully we get some that are like turns, 8 through 15 like our strength buff is here. Or maybe even later, but that's what we're going to be utilizing. I'm not going to buff water only because our only water unit is Winnie. She's +2. She's not really a DPS. I think in this case it's going to be better to do the SA gauge charge. Now you could use Dex instead. There's a number of situations you could do. I'm going to go with the SA gauge charge because I really want to make sure that we get a really good quad or at least triple SA off at some point shortly after the buffs are removed. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so this has taken a few turns to get right because there is an RNG factor here. If you don't want to mess with the RNG factor, that is 100% a thing. The reality is you can forego the RNG by not utilizing the old school Winnie and just using somebody else that does like a debuff or something you could use. You definitely want a debuff. In this situation, you do not want a buff. The only reason we're using Line's buff is because, we can rebuff everything we need when those buffs are removed. So it'll be fine. We're going to continue using her Spotlight. Now, this becomes an interesting kind of balancing act here. So we're going to do a single target attack with Fianna. We don't want to use her skill 1 because it is redundant at this point. And the buff debuff replication kind of becomes, 182 MP, and I feel like if we do base level attacks, which is going to be mainly her thing, I think we'll actually be good. So I think we're actually going to do this. I'm going to try this out. Now, this will be kind of a scary attempt for me because we need to make sure that MP gets regen, but with as much as we do her base level attacks anyway, I think this will pay off. Fingers crossed. I hope it does. So we'll do that. The HP regen, the HP regen. The SA gauge charge is redundant, but the strength and magic and all that is really worth. Should get her light attack damage out. The extra 3 skills will be really nice. The foe status buff and debuff will be really, really, really important for the later game. So I think we're actually going to do this. Because then we could do base level attacks for a few turns and let that all grow. And you'll kind of see what I mean here in a second. So let's do that. I was on the fence about that. Now, we definitely are not going to do Finn's skill 1. We don't need that yet. We're going to save that for when the Christmas when he drops. So we're going to do his skill 2, and then Belle's just going to do his skill 1. Belle's going to be like just a 1-2-3 build and just a very standardized build. He's got the stats. He's got the buffs. He'll be beautiful. Belle is in absolutely no desperate shape here. The other 3 kind of become question marks after a while. So now with Fianna, I'm going to do a base attack with her. Now, she will still get her extra action, so we're going to keep an eye on that. So we're going to make sure that, I'm going to butcher the name, the Agios Amnesia goes off. So we'll do her base level attack. She'll be fine. She'll get her extra attack in here. Winnie's going to come in and do we're going to do, We're going to go ahead and do the HP regen with her. It might bite us a little bit, But if we don't do it, she definitely will not survive. So we want to keep that in play. Let's see. Let's do Mingle. Let's just do Mingle. Let's see what happens here. Because I'd rather she go early than take up too much time. So I'm going to gamble with Mingle. I'm going to gamble with it and see what happens here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. There is an argument for maybe using this turn, but I'm going to go ahead and do her base attack. I need that regen, and so I think we're going to do that with both her and Finn to kind of gain some of that MP back. Now, Finn could do his skill 1, but he runs out of MP pretty fast too, so I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of MP, early MP regen with them. And with Belle, I'm going to do skill 2, just to get debuffs and all that out. Now, the nice part is Winnie's skill is a slow skill, so it's going to go ahead and do... Ooh, but she got stunned, which means she did not get her skill off, which isn't great. But with Fiona's, we're still pretty good. So, Winnie's not in great shape, but she's not dead yet. So I'm hoping she doesn't get critical. I'm really kind of hoping she survives this turn. If she survives this turn, we're golden. Now, I'm going to continue with my MP regen with these two. There is an argument for perhaps doing skill 1 here with Finn to get some early damage out. So I'm going to actually do that. Strength, Magic Dex, all that is buffed. I think we'll be good. So what we'll do is skill 1, go back to that. Do big single target here with Belle. Now, Belle will need to rebuff his skills. Let's see. His barrier's still up, so we're still good there. Indomitable Sword for 3 turns. So not until turn 5 that we have to rebuff that, looks like. So we'll go ahead and just do his skill 3. So we'll continue skill 3 with Winnie. Hopefully she gets that off. If she gets stunned, let's see. There is no ailment on turn 3. But we will get a 30% magic and physical resistance and a big counter rate buff. So I think we'll be good. Fingers crossed we're good. That is one thing you do want to be careful of with Gareth. When you see that he's buffed, that counter rate is 110%. He's going to counter you, and it's going to hurt. So actually, Winnie being stunned kind of is like in her best interest here. But unfortunately, there is no ailment on this turn, so maybe she'll survive this. Maybe she'll get through it. It'll be really nice. So once again, we're going to do base level attack with Fiona, skill 1 with, big single target, which is skill 1 with Finn, skill 3 with Belle. Winnie's going to go back to your skill 3 for the buff debuff replication. Fiona's going to get a little buff debuff replication off as well, but if we get the extra one off with Winnie, we'll be golden. Now, he did kill her, which is not favorable, but not the end of the world. It is what it is. Probably, honestly, could have done the HP regen on that turn, got one more turn out of her. But the big concern there is there's a potential that she might actually last too long at that point, and I'd rather have her gone than come back. So that might take some toying around. But the nice part is this Winnie does an HP regen debuff, so we'll be good there. But we're going to go ahead and do her skill 1. I noticed that mid-water physical attack status debuff plus 2 turns and foe status buff plus 2 turns. So that'll be great. She's going to be great. We're going to do her skill 1. We'll be golden. Now, Fiona does need to do her skill 3 again. Now, you'll notice that she has not regened a lot of that MP, but she's not regened all of her MP, but she's regened a lot of it. And we're going to do skill 3 once again with Finn, because we need to keep that Winnie alive. That is super duper important, keeping her alive. Okay? Now, let's see. 4 additional actions, magic resistance debuff. So actually, all that happens. Well, since Belle does get that on all allies, there's some question as to whether we even need this. So remove strength and magic debuffs, which we do not have. So actually, we don't even need that. So we can actually save all of that time and effort. I forgot that Belle had that skill. So we'll actually be golden. Moves agility, physical resistance, magic resistance buffs on foes for 3 turns. Let's see if we need that, though. He is going to buff... Let's see. So we have 3 turns of that. And he is going to buff himself on turn 9. Actually, doesn't look like he does another buff till turn 9. So we don't need that yet. So we'll save that. We're going to save that. So I'm going to go ahead and just do basically his big single target attack. He should have all his buffs in place. Yep. So it'll be good. The basic thing here is just getting that SA gauge charge and the minor buffs over to Winnie and kind of see how she does. Let's see. Single target attacks, damages the allies, strict the critical rate, plus 60%. That's going to give her a 60% buff. So yeah, I think we'll be good there. I think that'll be golden. And at this point, we'll just kind of build up to a quad SA. Now, a lot of this, as you've noticed, is a bit of trial and error. Because there's a certain amount of Winnie's build that kind of requires us to be a little cautious with her. So we're going to kind of play this really smooth. Now, I'm going to go back to do single targets with these guys. We will need that buff again here shortly. So actually with her, I'm going to go and do back and do her base attack. Kind of build up a little bit of MP again so that we can do that again on turn 9 or turn 10. So let's save that. We're going to save that. We're gonna do base attack with Fianna. I know it wastes a little bit of time and a little bit of effort, but remember, most of our big buffs come late game. So I think it's once it gets short-term loss, long-term gain. And I think Bell needs to rebuff here. Let's see, 1 turn left on Indomitable Sword, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll be good. He doesn't get buffs removed for another 4 turns, so basically by the time we need it again, it's there again. So we're good to go. So, Winnie buff, base attack, big single, and rebuff Bell. Pretty straightforward. Here we go. And once again, as you saw there, I've got a top 1,000 score, and a lot of that was just, more or less just basically playing with this team. And Winnie died like turn 8 or 9 or something. She did not survive the SA. That's going to be kind of the scary thing, is we need her to survive the SA. So we're going to make sure that we get some good HP. So she gets some HP regen here. That'll be the good news. Doesn't she get HP heal with her attack? Yeah, she does HP heal and 30% HP regen. So she should be all right after this. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Finn's golden. Bell should be going back to his single target attack. There we go. And she should... Okay. So, worth noting, Bell's foes, physical resist, magic resist, KO save. So that apparently only affects him. The KO save is only on him. Let's double check. Yeah, I don't see the KO save here. So that tells me it'd be worthwhile using that for her. Yeah, Bell's only got it on himself. So we're going to go ahead and apply that because I want to make sure that she survives. Let's see. So it'll give us 3 actions. So that'll be 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah. Let's do that. Gotta remove a lot of those buffs when he gets those buffs on turn 9. So this is probably the right turn then to use that skill. So it does mean doing some base attacks here. Once again, I'm just kind of like pondering my way through this. So she gets additional gift times 3. We'll go ahead and do that skill. Base attack with Fianna. Skill 3 with both Finn and Bell. Now that death saving throw that Finn's going to put on Winnie is basically probably going to get utilized here when he does his SA. But I think we did the right thing here. So that SA in turn 6 will probably utilize that. Actually, we did pretty good there. Didn't even need it yet. That does mean going back and doing a base attack, though. Because we need... Well... I still don't know. I don't know if we'll actually need that again until after turn 12. And by that point, I don't think she's going to be super important. So, yeah, let's do single target with him. Single target with him. We'll continue doing base attacks because we will need her skill 3 again on turn 9. So, yeah, let's go. Let's see what happens here. Now, she's going to go ahead and do her single target. That'll remove strength, magic, and physical resistance buffs. And he doesn't have his physical resistance buff, but also it's going to be removed by Finn anyway, so it's not super duper important. So, it's hard to see her health over there through the new layout. Sorry, that was a bit of a unforeseen oversight on my part. I'll probably fix that layout here after this video and kind of move that down a little bit so you can see the HP stats. Note to self. But her HP is good. Her HP is still at full, still at max. She's happy. She's perfect, essentially. So we're good on this turn. Next turn, everything gets removed again. So we're just going to kind of want to keep an eye on that. Notice that Finn is hurting a little bit, so I'm going to do a base level attack here. Gets him, save some of that MP for late game. Other than that, so basically her and Belle are going to attack, and we're just going to do basically some MP savings. This should line us up, fingers crossed. Actually, no, because the downside is because Winnie does not have any SAH charge. This lines us up for a turn 11 quad, or we could do a triple. Let's base this off this. Now, turn 9, he's going to debuff everybody. All our buffs are going to be gone. So, we will need to do that. I don't remember whether that's at the beginning of the turn or at the end of the turn. So, everything we built up here will be toast. Believe, though, that happens at the end of the turn. Let's see here. My notes say debuff. Doesn't say. Okay, so it happens at the beginning of turn 10. So turn 10, we got a rebuff. Would be in a better spot if we could do all of our buffs this turn, but that's fine. We'll just continue on. We'll do all of that with them. And just kind of par the course with these guys. Now, I'm going to kind of play this little coy because Belle's SA is great, but it is an AoE. Though he does give the death saving throw here. You'll notice once again all of our buffs are gone, and he would need to rebuff. He would need to rebuff this anyway. He probably should have rebuffed it last turn, but it is what it is. So we're going to do a skill 1. Everybody else I'm going to do an SA on. So, reason I'm going to say that. Winnie, SA, single target, and 60% HP heal and ailment cure 120%. She does do 60% damage, but the honest answer here is she doesn't have any buffs yet. Well, you know what? Actually, 100% light attack for yourself. So they won't actually get the most out of their stuff until they buff. So debuffs are good on our foe. Light resist, 1 unit resist. All unit resist is actually down 30% too. Physical resist, 40%. So yeah, actually I take that back. We're going to go ahead and buff. Okay. So let's see. She should give herself water attack damage 60%. So I'm going to do this skill. That's going to give her all of her buffs. We'll give her extra actions later, but I think we need her buffs right now. I'm going to go ahead and give Belle his buffs. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the right choice. No, he did just rebuff all of this. Let's see. Actually, no, he didn't. That was what I was going to do this turn. So we're going to do that. we're going to do the quad. Now, it does mean that I probably need to go in my skill flow, and I need to, or I'm sorry, my Memoria and take out the SA gauge charge, because it kind of is now a little redundant, but we're going to go ahead and buff this. Because the reason being is because she does 60% here, but that's per each self strength buff, and she doesn't have a strength buff, so it's really kind of wasted. We would get a little bit more damage out of doing it this turn. I know I'm mostly using her for a strength buff, but then, so we'll do that. So then, if I did this here, 100% per SA gauge charge, but she would only have the strength buff, she wouldn't have the light attack damage buff. So we're going to be losing a lot of damage by doing it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do her SA gauge charge on this turn, get those big buffs out, get her extra actions out, all that stuff. Now, with him, we can do this. This will go ahead and, let's see, they achieved all in single target, plus 30%. Light resist down 40%, strength and light attack damage 70%. So let's give you a buff on him, so that doesn't really matter too much because he's going to get buffs anyway. But let's just kind of play it by ear. Let's see what happens here. That does mean we're wasting some SA gauge charge. We really only had like 1 or 2 attacks worth of SA gauge charge that we needed. Winnie! Winnie, there's no way Winnie's going to survive this turn. But best thing she could do is get her SA up. So we're going to do a quad SA. We'll be good. Now, Gareth has buff, physical resistance. So this is why I say it would be getting the early buffs off would be really, really nice. May have to go one more turn because we're not going to get optimal damage out of this turn. We really need to do this on turn 12. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to back off one more turn. It's going to waste some SA gauge charge. We have some extra damage out there somewhere. Probably means doing an early SA with somebody. Probably this Winnie would have been preferable, or if we'd gotten the other Winnie's SA off. But if we do it this turn, we're losing. We're just literally losing damage on our best attacks. Plus, we're going to lose Winnie. So this being a fast skill is going to give her HP regen and HP heal. Do we have an attack that removes debuffs? We do. Let's see, single target attack. And why not? Let's do this. Let's see where this lies. So Winnie's going to get some health back there. I don't know if she'll survive this. I really hope so. Ah, she didn't. So our gamble did not pay off. So I really probably should have done it last turn. Ah, that counters what killed us. Absolutely murdered us. So the best thing we got here is a quad. Let's see if we can still get out a... see if we can still get out some kind of a thing here. So, Finn... 3 mil. Bell... 2.5 mil. So Finn's actually the bigger DPS here. So, honestly, should probably go switch around some of those units and give Finn a little bit. But the thing is, Finn's health is waning a little bit. So we'll just go do single target attacks and just kind of spam those. I could do Finn's SA here. Since he's single target, he's going to do so much more damage. It's just better to spam his SA whenever we get it. So if my Winnie was +3, or had I done her... I mean, if I had done her SA, she would have died this turn anyway. It was a bit of a gamble. We'd have a lot more damage out of some of our units here, but I don't think it's ultimately world-ending. It's late game. Would have been nice to have, but if we'd done it with those debuffs in play... In hindsight, I probably could have removed those debuffs on the turn prior, but then we would have lacked some buffs. Ooh. Finn... What you doing here, buddy? It's the last turn anyway, so we don't really need a lot of that. Did Gareth remove his debuffs? There's no way those debuffs ran out. It's not noted that he removes them. I had to go back and see. Doesn't really matter. Let's just see if we get our top 500 score. Would have been really nice to get an extra essay off with Finn. We really needed an early debuff essay. So probably just need to go give Winnie some a little bit more health. But I mean, we cracked 1 billion with that. So we're not quite global rank top 500, but we're close. So we're on the right path. So I'm going to actually do a couple more of these and test this out. But let me know if this helped you guys out. There's a lot of trial and error, and there were some problems with the run. But we cracked 1 billion, even though we had a lot of losses and a lot of RNG failures. But let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. Like, comment, share. Got just a little tiny bit more to go. If you saw some flaws in my run, let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.